usual muscular variety of tricuspid atresia. In rarer form, there is a fusion of partially delaminated leaflet and formation of what appears as membrane. This is the Epstein type. And the less common variety with well-formed but fused leaflet occurs if embryological insult occurs at the later state of gestation. And if wall fusion is incomplete, what is called as tricuspid stenosis develop rather than tricuspid atresia. Coming to the morphology, you might have an absent atrioventricular communication. The right atrium is not in communication with the right ventricle, or you have an imperforate valve. Okay, tricuspid valve is there, but it is not opening, so that right atrial blood cannot go into the right ventricle. This is the surgical picture of an imperforate tricuspid valve. Now coming to the types of atresia. There are 6 types of tricuspid atresia. Here it is the muscular type, which is about most common type, which accounts for 89% of the cases. Then comes the membranous type of atresia, which accounts for 6% of the cases. Valvular tricuspid atresia, which accounts for 1% of the cases. Epstein's type, here the valve leaflet is pushed down. This accounts for around 2.6%. And AV canal type, which is 0.2%. You have the ostium primum, you have the VSD, and you have a common AV valve. And very rare unguarded muscular self-type, which accounts for around 0.6%. Now coming to the muscular type, which is the most common type of tricuspid atresia. Here it is characterized by a dimple or a localized fibrous thickening on the floor of the right atrium, where the tricuspid valve is expected to be there. This atretic valve is usually you have valve leaflets or anything, but here it is going to be represented by thick band of echo which is guarding the right ventricle. There is a thick band which is guarding the right ventricle instead of 2 leaflet. This is muscular type. Now coming to the membranous type, it is accounts for 6.6%. Here the atrioventricular portion of the membranous septum form the floor of the right atrium, where the expected tricuspid valve supposed to be there. Most of the time, this membranous type is associated with absent pulmonary valve leaflets too. Here, the tricuspid valve is represented by a thin membranous line. In muscular, it is going to be thick fold. Here, it is going to be a thin line. Coming to